Hello everyone for a new video. So we've been playing a little bit more in the bleed bow character now. We got the 83. So I originally probably shouldn't have put out the part 1 video yet because the build is nowhere near what it should be, to be honest. From all the times I've been playing this build and played in the past and stuff like that. So pretty much we got the flask on like we talked about. These are the exact same flasks from last league that I used. The bleed immune flask, the basalt flask for the fizz damage mitigation, which you do need, and with the curse immune, the quartz for the phasing with the curing, which you probably don't need, to be honest. Cinderella for the speed, and the chemist for gelin for the speed again too. This is the bow that we talked about last. I think it was in the video last time. This is I bought this for 12 or 13x because the bow I've tried trying to make, the 30% quality one I have, after 40x alone in corroded and jag fossils, I just gave up. I dropped so much exalt in that, it wasn't worth. I just lost interest. And then pretty much this is the exact same 6 link from last league. The puncture, the chance to bleed, brutality, deadly alignments, swift affliction, and vicious projectile. This is your single target. Helm, it's the same. The flesh and stone, 30% mana reduce. You can do flesh and stone, malevolence, or pride. Either one, you can do any of those really. Skim on the max, it doesn't matter. No matter which one you get, it should be no problem at the end. Ideally, you want to get Elder Base too, so you can get the -9 fizz damage mitigation. It's just the problem right now is that our resistance on this build, the way I did it, is so bad, it's a huge problem with this build. So it's the same thing, you're get Divergent Malevolence for more fizz damage over time, Divergent Pride to make enemies take -2 fizz damage mitigation reduction. If you had the helmet, it would be -11 together. Your level 4 Enlighten, it does help. You might be able to do a level 3, it's going to be hard to do anything because of your mana problem. So I would only recommend level 4. And then your Anonymous Flesh and Stone. So let's do Amulet now. So the Amulet is Crystal Skin, Charcus, because you need the intelligence, like really bad. And then Dex you just got on here because your Dexterity technically counts as fizz damage mitigation, because you convert all the fizz. So I haven't crafted on this at all yet. As far as I got was Malevolence and fizz damage over time by itself, both tier 1. The problem is now I need a lot of harvest crafts. Like I need a lot of to add the 3 elements to my stuff to get max res. I need what do you want to call it? Like a lot of life on my gear. I'm missing probably around 2,000 life just because I don't have anywhere on the gear my life yet fixed. And that's why this amulet sucks right now. And Crystal Skin is the same from last league. Just to go 100% immune, which I haven't done yet with this build since I haven't touched these two. The fact that I just need resistance on them, so I can't craft it correctly yet. Quiver is almost done. So you want a Broadhead Quiver. Ideally, you're going to want Warlord and Hunter. Because Warlord and Shaper both give you the bow, fire additional arrow, but you want Warlord because Warlord also gives you attacks. Pretty much attacks have 10% chance to cause bleeding, which you don't care about. You care more about the increased damage with bleeding. And then pretty much what I did, I did the additional arrow with damage over time, awaken them all together. Then I was lucky able to clean it up a little bit to the point where there's only, I think, 2. Yeah, I think there's only 1 suffix that's a fizz. So you can I luckily I had an Aug Fizz, so that's why I got the attacks have 10% chance of bleeding because I got it that way. But ideally with this one, I want to remove crit, add a resistant to it to help, and then for the prefix, probably just craft for the time being. Keep adding moving life to get out of tier 7. And the last prefix would be just add a fizz damage for multiplier. I don't know why the life ones on there, to be honest. It shouldn't even be on there. This makes no sense. Because ideally, I would just craft this right here. It's just a problem. It's so bad. I'll just show you. 3 to 7. It doesn't really do a whole lot. You would rather not want the 3 to 7. You probably just want to put it flat on the actual thing. That's the best way to do it. So the ring, this is the exact same ring finished from last league. It's all tier 1 though. So the way I did, I just looked for a ring that already had the tier 1 fizz damage to attacks and life. This one just, I had fizz damage, leeches life. I was trying to get mana on one and life on the other to save the 2 skill points. It just hasn't happened. I got life for now. And it's the same thing. You're trying to get 3 of these up at all times, because that will permanently give you outlast at permanent stats. It'll pretty much give you always so you would have a permanent 10% more, 10% more fizz damage reduction. Oh no, yeah, 10% fizz damage reduction, and also a 10% more damage at all times with you get the when I get the ring and amulet fixed. So you would have the permanent 10, which is huge with that fizz mitigation. If I can find a button to press. Because like right now I'm only at 42. If we had that, we would always be at 52. Then it's not including the fast to put us to 65. And then we're still missing a lot on the gear. And quiet. So that's that one. The other ring for now is just a vulnerability ring. I got it as an implement to make it a lot easier and to save a massive amount of money. This is about 20 chaos. If you get on the Vermilion ring, it's about 2 exalts plus. So this was just a cheaper route. Ideally, I want intelligence, 1 resistance, and then 1 of the frenzy enduring, because 1's going to be here. Whichever one I don't put here goes on the amulet. Chest piece, explode chest piece from same from last league. The astral plate. Just get a 6 white socket. Makes your life a whole lot easier. Trying to go off these off colors. And then pretty much, explode, minus mana cost, life, resistance. And this brings a chest piece. The boots. So these are the 2-tone. Pretty much, I want to, with this one on this league, I try to go crazy with is tier 1 chance to avoid elements to 35 from last league, so you have 100% when you get this going. And also, I went with the hunter. For the bleeding you inflict, deals 10% more damage faster, so you deal more damage. You do notice it on puncture, because this spell can kill bosses pretty fast. When you get the ensnaring arrow going with the puncture, this stuff does add up that we're adding this league. And then it already has the tier 1 life, which is nice. So I want to remove chaos, remove that prefix slot, open it up. Keep add remove speed, or remove add speed to get that up to tier 1 or 2. And then with the extra slot open, well, whatever pretty much at that point. And just something I don't know because it's a long way away. And I guess and try to fix that tier 8 lightning resistance. It's just hard to fix that one. Rasha's Coil, best in slot. Don't use a Headhunter, I got rid of it. It's horrible. You die so much compared to when I put this in, it makes your damage a lot compared to Headhunter. And then gloves, I haven't really done anything with these. It's a huge problem, to be honest. All they are is damage over time and 34% more increased damage with bleeding. Because eventually they'll be the same thing like the helmet, the like from last league, avoid elements, resist lines, life. Like that's why I'm missing so much life, because no life here, no life here. That's good. No life, shit life, shittier life. And this goes up to 100. No life here, or baby life here. So it's a lot of life missing overall. And there's still a lot of life on the actual tree itself. So then, that's actually it with, oh yeah, I forgot to do the gems real fast. Anonymous split arrow if you want the one additional arrow. If you don't care about that, you can just run the 21, 23 regular. These are deadly alignments, vicious projectile, brutality, chain, and fork. And then the boots, it's the empower. Your divergent dash, you don't really need the divergent dash. I thought I did, but I forgot I ran the phasing flask instead. So you definitely don't need it. Enduring Cry on your left click, it's your lifesaver. It helps out so much. And your anonymous second wind get you more dashes. And the gloves, your ward banner by itself. And then your ensnaring arrow, ballista totem, and greater projectile. This one you don't need 21, 23, anything like that. It does nothing. Just get a 123 and just level on your own. You'll care more about the quality than anything. Because this deals all the damage. This is only there just to make them moving so your puncture melts bosses. We went over that. And I also forgot last video. You want to help Alera just for the more mana, little bit of mana regen, and also the resistance, since you have no resistance on this build whatsoever. If you can fix your resistance and you don't go crazy on your gear like I did, then definitely, like if you have open slots, like you don't care about going 100% elemental or immune to elements, go for chaos res and regular res. I would recommend it. And if you want to get the 2 skill points instead, you can definitely go that route. So it's like your thread of hope, get low on the resistance possible, especially because how problems resistance was. It's went so low on the resistance number on this, and it's only there just for these two down here, for your minimums. Your iron reflex to convert your dex into armor, or your evasion rate into armor. Damage, your crystal skin. And then when you put your thread of hope in, you can take out this point and put it somewhere else, where like over here for 2% more life. Like I took it off right now because I moved it over here for an extra 9% to armor. But my next level will go here for 7% life. And then after that, I probably would go for the armors, and then drop back down to here. And like your bleed, your Might of the Meek. Go for Corrupted Blood like how it was earlier. It helps. Your life. Make sure you get this one eventually. That's a lot of life. Life, resistance, your Call to Arms, your bleed, huge damage. And I didn't have. Then eventually I went up this way. You know, your life and armor, a lot of life and armor. When you get to like this point with the Might of the Meek active on these three, you do get a lot. Resistance, your resident techniques. So this jewel slot is mainly here for life and a lot of resistance. So the resistance on here I got just because of my resistance problem. If you don't need a resistance problem, go for fizz damage over time and a multiplier, and you'll get a massive damage boost. I just couldn't afford. I had to go to resistance my route. And then you need this by level when you start switching into the 3 aura setup. Or 4, I mean. No. It feels cold. And then more life. And then pretty much, this is optional up to you. I don't know why it's on this when it should be here. Lunaris I just went with just for the defensive layer, and I went for Shikari because I hate chaos poison. If you're chaos immune, don't do this. Just go with this one instead for movement speed. These are usually the two I use for every build. If I have chaos problems, I go this one. If I don't have chaos problems, I have plenty of damage, I'll just go over to here. I think that's everything. It's like level, like right now I'm at 83. I would probably go 84, 85, 86, maybe 87. Uh, 88, 89, 90. These three do help. Plus also 1% more life going this way. So it's definitely, you want to take these three first before you even take these two in general. And that's only 7. And I lost it. It is 6, but there's also an 8 right here. So you probably want to get these right quickly and get this. And after that, it's really up to you. I mean, a little bit of armor. It's not good. You don't need the mana. You can definitely go right here if you need resistance for 3 more. You probably want to pick up this one too. Like, I would probably continue more this way around. You don't need to go this way at all. But, like, I would get these 3. That's pretty much it. You don't really need a lot of other stuff. You don't care about Impale, Bleed. If you wanted the Cluster Jewel spot you open here, you have it to go more damage. This will probably put out a massive damage boost if you go that route. It's really hard to say. There's a lot of good options to go with. That's pretty much it, really. I can't really see anything else. Oh yeah, it's still the same thing I said from last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, the labs. I think that's everything with the build. We can do a quick map real fast, already hitting the 16-minute mark. It's a pretty shitty one. It's just, I'm just trying to show you the speed. Because once you get the chest in, you do feel the explode pops faster. And I'm trying to do a quick map just because of the time too. But like the build does work. Like when you explode in one, when you kill at least one, everything blows up. And you just go to switch a stance, pop 1, and 1, 2, 3. And now you just puncturing the boss wherever it shows up. Because you can tell with like all the stuff we added this build, how fast bosses die with bleeding. And that boss is already dead. We can try this one too. Obviously it's a blue map, so you can't really count it too much, I know. But it's just to show you quickly like how to build. We're gonna probably end up revisiting this build. I'll probably either I'm gonna sell that off, or I'll go back to it later. It's just right now I'm having a hard problem with the no harvest. I know TFT is technically the way to go if I want to fix this faster. I'm just really trying to avoid using TFT. Like I know I can go in TFT, get rid of the chaos on here, get rid of the crit, add remove life, get resistance on here, do something with this helmet so it doesn't suck. Same with the ring. Get my life on here and everything else I need. Get the gloves done, then I can be like a full 100. Maybe touch lightning resistance or just leave it. Like get movement speed actually on there. Like I know I can do it. It's just gonna cost a massive amount of money because every remove or add remove is about 2 exalts this league. So I'm looking at roughly about what 2 for remove crit. Slam at resistance is, let's say it's 1x. Maybe do it 2 more times because it sucks both times. That's 5x alone. Fix the life at 6x. Fix the life here 7x. Maybe 8, 9. Remove chaos 10. Add a resistance 11. This one could be up to 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17 and 18 or so on this one, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I'm probably looking at about 30x to maybe have something playable. It's just something I'm not a big fan of TFT, so that's why I'm trying not to use them. Just because I prefer to do it myself, which is not the best way of doing it. So that's why I might get rid of this character for now, except for this chest piece. And then come back later to this build, later in the league when we have like a lot of harvest craft. We have a character that can start working on getting the stuff and then keep this in the side. Then whenever we get harvest crafted to playable, then we go back to this character. That's what I'm thinking I might end up doing. So I'll put the POE in the description below if I have it right now. but it's pretty close to last league's. It's just if you can play in this build, just go for the harvest crafts. And if you have the currency, go TFT. I just absolutely destroyed my currency going for 30% quality on everything. That's the reason why like the 30% here, 30, getting these to like the perfect like how they are. In the bow, my bow destroyed my currency, so I lost about 70. Yeah, I think it was 70x alone just on perfect fossils, corroded fossils, jag fossils. So that destroyed 70x my currency, and that's would have been used to fix the gear. But I'm gonna try something next that should be very cheap compared to this. Then I have another build I'm sort of been started already. That's the reason I haven't sold the Headhunter off, because I'm gonna use it for that, and I don't want to buy another Headhunter this league. So I'll probably end up selling this off right now. Post it up, sell it, re-roll into the other character, which should be a lot cheaper. And it should be able to hold me for a while until I get the other character going, until we go back to doing this. Because I want to go back to Bleed Bow this league. I want to go back to Bleed Lacerate and actually play it with like actual gear. And not crap like, like week 1 league gear, which is not good. So it's something for now. We're going to take a break from this. We're going to go to my next, we're going to do something else after this. Then we'll come back to this later. So if you'd like to see, hit subscribe down below. Come follow me on Twitch. I know this wasn't ideal at all. It's just me not using TFT sort of brought me to this. Because we can sit on this for a while. It's just I'm having a lot of problems with survivability. Due to the fact that my gear is completely messed up right now. So, hope you liked the video. And hope to see you on the next one. And sorry for having to do this when I should have probably waited on both videos.